Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Power Tips. I'm excited to be here back in the seat. I've been gone for the last couple here with Heidi and Kylie, and we're going to tackle some of our Power Tips around Power Automate and the 2024 Wave 1 release. But first, we need to do a little celebration, and I kind of wish we had little streamers and stuff because we just passed our 2-year anniversary of facilitating Power Tips, which is super exciting. So I know there's been a couple posts, and it's hard to believe it's been 2 years. It's kind of flown by. For sure. So, as does time, right? That's the way it goes. So why don't we dive in? I think, Heidi, you're first up on the deck with a couple items.
I am. I've got two quick items for us. Number one, you are now able, well, you will soon this month be able to connect to other environments using the main Microsoft Dataverse connector. Woo, we can use streamers here too. So this is one step closer to the very much needed parity of the Dataverse legacy connector with our main Dataverse connector. The other one being the very awesome trigger that is only available in Dataverse legacy to kick off a flow when a row is selected. So once that's there, we can completely deprecate the Microsoft Dataverse legacy connector. So this is awesome. Very cool update, very quick update. Any thoughts on this before I tell you the other one?
That's all I got.
Thumbs
Sounds
up.
awesome.
Good stuff. And the second one I wanted to talk about is intelligent license recommendations for admins. Who is a licensing expert here? Anybody? How do we know what our users need on this ever-changing realm of Dataverse and Power Automate licensing? Well, for Power Automate, you're going to be able to receive intelligent license recommendations with a list of users based on the license requested, trial users, seeded users without premium license, and active users without premium license. And you'll be able to automatically assign the proper license to selected users through a security group. So this is making it a lot easier. This is in public preview later this month. It's not there yet. There's no date for general availability. So when this one rolls out, what I need everyone listening to do is turn it on, test it, and let Microsoft know that we like it so it gets a general availability date. I think this is a very cool update. I look forward to playing around with it and seeing how it works and making sure that it works. What do you guys think about this one?
I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
I think it'll be interesting to see how this handles Dynamics licenses, right? Because our Dynamics, like customer service, for example, includes some premium Power Automate stuff, right? So ran into that just recently. You think the flow is saying you need a premium license, but it really means you need your Dynamics license if you're working with Dataverse. So it's just it'll be interesting to see if it only handles like flow specific licenses or all of them.
Well, and that's exactly, I was going to say, very, very similar comment. If it's not the former or latter, whichever, if it's not doing all and it's only flow related or Power Automate related, it's only a matter of time before this is extended outside of that, right? And the way it reads, it looks like it is broader than that. And so fair warning to anyone who hasn't really paid attention to licensing, or if, because I'm sure that they exist, you try and skirt through some of the licensing things, start paying attention to it, because you're not going to get away with that. You already shouldn't be, but just fair warning that it's only a matter of time before they start to leverage this. And I anticipate some uncomfortable conversations with people who are being called out saying, this swath of users does not have the license and that they need, and you're going to need to bump it up. And that's going to have a heavy cost implication in some cases for organizations. So if you're of the mind that licensing is so complicated, nobody understands it, even Microsoft, and they'll never know, they're going to know to use the meme. I just totally did that. Have you seen those clips? Right? They're going to know. They'll never know. They're going to know. One of those. So pay attention to it. Yeah.
I put this one in here. So there are also some updates around monitoring your flows. So some new updates for being able to monitor the performance of your cloud and desktop flows to understand trends, showing you the top errors, top flows. That'll be in public preview later this year in May. So I think that'll be really cool. And then kind of related, we can also push some of that flow execution data to application insights. So this is how you can do advanced monitoring and alerts, which everybody's always asking for. And that's in public preview now. So try that out and see if it's providing you the features that you want. What do you guys think?
This is a
I
huge
feel like
one.
this is one of the
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's huge. Is monitoring the flows is and what's going on. It's been a constant request from people like, how do I know
Yeah.
what's happening? And I get the email that something failed and I have to go and find it. So if there's anything that can help with that, I think it's a welcome
For sure.
change. Yeah.
Totally agree.
And also there are several updates for desktop flows, and I don't think any of us are experts on desktop flows, but there are some cool announcements, so we wanted to make sure to touch on those too. So now Copilot is going to be available for Power Automate Desktop, so you'll be able to create those flows with natural language. And also Power FX will be able to be used within the desktop flows. So lots of good things, improvements, making that more user-friendly. And if you wanted to learn more about desktop flows, come to my presentation this next week, April 10th at the Washington, D.C. chapter meeting, where
Ooh,
my hubby and I will be presenting about a whole bunch of things, including desktop flows.
nice.
Nice. Very cool.
That's exciting. I feel like the Copilot for Power Automate Desktop might put this within my reach of understanding. So
Yeah.
I like
Now
it.
we're going to have to learn about desktop flows.
Yeah. So I think it's over to me. I added two quick ones in. So kind of outside of the realm of sort of dynamics and everything and kind of getting into Excel, this was an interesting that caught my eye. So there's an automate work button being added into Excel that allow you to, it's going to come with some pre-built templates and allow you to build workflows to basically automate work. So I see some parallels to some of the Power Automate desktop stuff based on what I know about it, limited, as we just acknowledged. But I see some parallel there, but I think the idea here is that it's baked right into Excel, and you'll be able to click that button. It's going to open up a window of some sort so that you can build that out. So preview coming in this month, April of 2024, and then the GA is TBA. So to Heidi's point, it's worth checking it out, and if you like it, give some feedback so that they can sort of move in the direction of getting it to GA if it's worthy of that, right? It'll be interesting to see how this works and what you can do and what these pre-built templates are that they're going to give us to kind of build upon. So
Yeah, I have so many questions about
yeah.
this one. Like, are those templates Power Automate templates? Because there's a ton of Power Automate templates that kick off in Excel. And how the heck do you connect that? And then does this run that cool licensing check thing that we talked about? What if my Excel user isn't licensed for Power Automate and they hit that button?
But yeah, or is this the same as the desktop flows that run on your machine are included in Windows, right? So like your personal ones. So does it fall under that licensing?
Yeah, or is there, I believe that there is a Power Platform type of permission inside of some of the Office, the E licenses, right? E3 and E5, and does it fall within that? I would assume it does because of it, but all great questions, right? That need to be kind of looked into and answered. So good call.
Maybe this will become the gateway drug to get M365 people into Power Platform.
Yeah. And then this is, I'm going to, so full transparency, and I actually don't know if I updated the public preview. I think I did, but I should double check that. But this one's more of a thing I want to learn about. So this caught my interest because I'm always looking at things that I just don't understand. And the whole concept of data lakes, I'm, pun intended, I'm at the very surface of the lake, at the very top, floating on top of it, if you will, because I get it. Unstructured, structured data, throw it all in one place and you can do stuff with it. That's it, right? So perhaps I'm even on a floaty on top of the lake because I don't get it. And so there's lots to dive into. But from what I read about this item, it sounds like it's going to make things a lot easier to take data from that data lake and analyze it through Power Automate, and sort of be able to use it and perform action against it, and you don't have to transform it or port it. Again, a little bit of a lack of understanding there. What I perceive that to mean is you don't have to manipulate that data to get it into the right format before Power Automate can work with it. We're just going to grab it and we'll deal with it. Don't worry about it. So that, to me, if that is in fact an accurate description of what's happening, I think that that's fantastic, right? Because that transformation of data can be super time consuming and really complex, especially when you're dealing with unstructured data. So if we can just set it and forget it and just hand it to Power Automate and be like, here, you make sense of this and do it. Here's what I want you to do. I think that's a huge win. But again, huge asterisk. That's if I'm understanding this correctly, which is entirely possible that I'm not. So not sure what you guys think on this one, but that's one that caught my eye as a thing to learn.
The way you describe it almost makes it sound like they're adding like a water slide on top of the lake to help
To
you
get
get
in.
from
Yes.
the raw stuff to what you want. That's pretty
Bravo.
cool.
I like it.
Yeah, I think process mining is really cool. I just don't know enough about it. I'm like, I think this could be really powerful if I knew what was going on.
It sounds amazing. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting one to dig into. That's one I'll spend a bit more time on to try and understand more what it's about. So.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us today for our 2-year anniversary celebratory Power Tips. I hope you enjoyed these tips about Power Automate, and join us next week for more tips, and let us know down in the comments what else you want to learn about. Thanks.